Hello, guys, and welcome to the very first episode of a new podcast that's going to be coming to the channel. And we're calling it Geeking Out, if you read the title. But here with me doing this is Robbie.
Hey,
Hello. And those of you that did used to watch us on the Geek Guild, this is us kind of sad that Comically Nerdy had to finish because the way things went, and we wanted to continue it in our own little way. So we decided to move it here, change it a little bit, and see how it went.
should be interesting.
So yeah. So what me and Robbie have been doing, we've been trying to do it a little bit better than how we did Comically Nerdy, and we've been planning things and everything. We've got a good few episodes, at least ideas ahead, and we'll plan them before we actually do the episodes.
Yeah, it's a
But
lot better than what we used to do when we used to just turn on Discord and go, right, so what are we talking about today?
yeah, we never really had a good plan. But
Yeah.
so, like for this first episode, we've got like two different sections. We've written it up, and we're kind of ready for what we're actually going to talk about.
We're on the ball.
Hopefully, anyway. But so, I'm not sure when this is going to be coming out because I haven't really thought about it, and we haven't really discussed it. We're recording it on a Monday, so sometime in the week, whenever that appears, and then it should be a weekly thing, unless something comes up to stop us from being able to do it, and then we'll usually let you know, or we'll try and record in advance and then get it out to you that way, so we don't miss out. But anyway, so today the first episode we've decided to talk about is Ready Player One. It's
Yeah,
a new film coming in 2018, obviously this year.
it's
I don't think they've got
March 30th.
March
March 30th.
March 30th. Well, that's not that far away actually.
No, could
No,
do a review about it in like coming months.
yeah. So I know we're a bit late on the whole talking about it because everyone's been talking about it, and the trailers
And,
were released at the end of last year.
and a lot of
But
people tend to talk about it like an hour the trailer has been out. We're talking about it several months after the last trailer came out.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we were a bit behind on it, but Christmas was coming up and we were busy and doing other things, so we just thought we'd postpone it and
And
be a
it
bit behind, but also just make sure that we planned it and we got our information because neither of us had done this before.
Yeah, and
So
it's generally like an interesting looking film because it's like it kind of takes in all those nice little aspects about films, like Easter eggs and all these nice little nods to other things. And it's basically going, yeah, this whole film is that. So
yeah,
it's definitely,
culmination of just the whole like pop culture world, really, and like with added in games and just anything geeky, really.
yeah,
But
yeah. So should we start with the?
yeah, talk about
All
the story to start with, which
right.
Robbie
Well,
researched, so Robbie knows a little bit more than me.
I've got the synopsis here. When the creator of a virtual reality world called The Oasis dies, he releases a video in which he challenges all Oasis users to find his Easter egg, which will give the finder his fortune. Wade Watts finds the first clue and starts a race for the egg. And yeah, that's pretty much what the whole film is about. If you haven't seen like one of the latest trailers, you wouldn't know that. But the whole thing is that the creator of the world, like the virtual world Oasis, which is the biggest used
It's like
anything anywhere.
it's basically become like their internet, really. It's like just
Yeah, except a lot more interactive.
yeah. Obviously they use it like the Oculus Rift, but they also have like chest pads and everything, so you can feel everything.
Oh, yeah, they've got anything that you could imagine. But it's no, and what happens is this creator is like he literally just died, and upon his death releases this video, and everyone everywhere could earn I think in the trailer they said like a quarter of a trillion or something like that.
It's a lot of money. I remember that much.
A hell of a lot. And they also get control of Oasis itself, so they can determine what happens with it any point, anytime, no matter what.
Yeah, and that ends
You
up
might,
kind of being like two kind of people fighting for it. It's like the kids who just want to enjoy it and everything, and then like the corporate world that's trying to control it so they can control everyone else.
yeah, those guys. I believe they're called the IOI, which I
Yeah, I think
actually
so.
looked up because I thought originally it was like binary 101, but it's
Yeah, I thought
IOI.
that too actually.
But yeah, any guy that's kind of got like that symbol, he is like working for what is essentially the bad guys who just want to make a hell of a lot of money off of this.
Yeah, that's
And
all they're going for.
you can actually see kind of like the manpower they've got in that race sequence because just like think about how many of those people had IOI on them on their like visors.
Yeah, they
It's,
all just climbing into different machines. It's just a whole like warehouse floor just of people piling into machines to go into a race.
yeah, so it is kind of like there's literally you got all these like random people from all over playing for themselves, and you got this whole corporate that's got just like hundreds of people under their control, and it
Yeah,
literally kind of feel like a 1v100 match just every time that it kind of comes across one of these hunts because the way that you get the control of the Oasis, I don't know if it's the exact same in the book. No, in the film, sorry, because in the book they do mention that you need to earn 3 keys.
I
I can't
think it
remember.
is 3 keys. I don't think they've mentioned it in the trailers, but I think I heard somewhere that they're sticking with like 3 keys.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what the 3 keys are. I don't think it's like bronze, silver, gold. I think it's something more interesting than that,
Yeah, I
hopefully.
can't remember.
But it's what the essential thing is that Wade Watts he essentially wins the first kind of little competition. He gets the first key, which I think is I don't think it's the race.
No, I'm not. I think, from what I've seen, it's some sort of wizard that gives him the key. So I think
Yeah.
it's some like fantasy thing.
Yeah, and then after he gets the key, um, like, and you see this in the trailer, he kind of gets like an upgrade in his kind of equipment because before he just had like the Oculus Rift,
Yeah,
but then later on in the trailer, he's got like a full bodysuit, which is allowing him to feel everything that's going on in the game,
yeah,
and
exactly.
that's kind of like what happened in the book. In the book, he kind of got the first key, and then he got like just all of this new equipment like instantly. But I think one thing to point out that's different in the books is that uh, when he got the first key and he got like all of this kind of attention, he actually moved out of the stacks and moved into a apartment in the city. And
Yeah,
it wasn't like some like crummy apartment. It was like a very big, very nice apartment, and he got all this very up to date equipment.
mm,
But in the films, what I think they're doing is I think they're keeping him in the stacks to keep him as this kind of like a down
underdog.
to earth hero type.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen, yeah, because I think they kind of tried to use the stacks against him, like as a weak point, a
Mm,
weakness to take advantage.
yeah, but as the story goes on, you might have actually seen this in the latest trailer. I don't know if anyone watching has seen it, but obviously there is a part where Artemis, who is kind of like the main female character, who her real name is like Samantha Cook. She's played by Olivia Cook, ironically, yeah, similar last names. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah,
she's like one of the top players in the entire game, and you actually get to see her in the trailers. She's during that race part, there's the one on the motorcycle.
yeah, she
That
saves him or something, doesn't she? I think.
yeah, yeah, that's her. And she's essentially a part of this resistance, and she's kind of she sees that he's kind of got all this attention, but he's potentially going to get the power as well. So she
Hmm.
wants him to join the resistance. But in the book, he ends up joining the resistance much later on. I think he's going to join them very soon in the film, though.
I'm not sure it's because obviously it's hard to tell from the trailers, isn't it? But it does seem like it's quite quick.
Yeah.
It looks like obviously they got to move it fast paced. I've never read the book, so I don't know like how accurate they are or anything. But it does seem a lot more fast paced, and I'm guessing is there only one book? I don't know.
I believe there's only one. I've not heard anyone talk about multiple books, but
So
this it's
hmm.
most likely been all squished together and sped up a little bit because you obviously can't have a whole book turned into a movie.
Oh God, no.
Even like the Harry Potter films only had like half of the books turned into movie.
Yeah, and
You
obviously,
can,
and still the Deathly Hallows was split into two, weren't they?
oh yeah, and it was like the biggest one, and even then, I think you probably could have had a third film with everything that they cut out.
Yeah, quite probably. But yeah,
Yeah.
it looks good. Definitely looks good.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, as for story, that's pretty much all I've been able to figure out about it. And I've looked at like other people talking about it, but they seem to have the same kind of idea.
Yeah, so I didn't realize there was books until I heard it somewhere or something. But I've never read them. I'm not really much of a reader, but I'm not so. It don't. I don't think it's like that. Doesn't sound like it's that big a book, so I don't think people are going to be as fussed with this film whether it's accurate to the book or not.
No, I think they're just gonna like it for all of like the pop culture stuff.
Yeah, I
Because I
think you're
think
just going to get all the nerds that are going to be like, yeah,
like
there's
literally
all the references in there.
nobody's gonna pay attention to the story. They're just gonna look to see if they can find everything they can.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which is also another thing we looked at. There was so many like different Easter eggs and stuff. I was
Yeah.
because like the whole story is like centered around Easter eggs. Like the whole aim of the game is to find the Easter egg to take control.
Yeah. And it's literally like an egg as well.
Yeah,
You actually see it in the trailer. It's just this big glowing egg that's on top of like a Mortal Kombat statue.
yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
But there was so many different ones. Like I know there's one of the big ones I've seen that people have noticed, and one of the most obvious ones, Iron Giant. I don't know Iron Giant, but so many people are really hyped about it because it's so obvious in there.
Yeah.
But
I
then there's,
mean, you can't not get like a bit of nostalgia from Iron Giant.
I've never seen it. I don't like.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, I used to love that film. But when I actually saw him in the trailer, a little part of me was hoping that you know they'd use Vin Diesel for the voice again, and I was like, oh please, that'd be so great.
Yeah, it'd be hard because like obviously they've got to. There's rights and everything behind it, but they want to try and keep it as much as like close as possible to all the different Easter eggs, so people feel that nostalgia and stuff for it.
Yeah,
But
I
then
mean,
I
there's so many.
yeah, there's Overwatch because I know Tracer's in it. They make like a big deal of Tracer in it. I haven't seen anyone else in it. I've I've put down like Tron, but I'm not sure completely. But like the some of the bikes seem like light cycles and stuff.
Yeah,
There seems to be references in that, and then apparently there's Gundams in it, and I thought they were Transformers to start with, and from what I can gather, they're pretty similar things. I think Gundam's just more the
no,
Japanese size.
as an anime fan, seeing Gundam was like, holy shit, they have a wide kind of like net cast here.
Oh yeah,
Because
they've gone for covering as much as possible.
yeah, I mean, you see it in the trailer, but I doubt anybody outside of like that super anime fandom would recognize what Gundam was. I knew it because I am a nerd. Uh,
Yeah,
but
like
like
I
just
said, when I saw it, I just thought Transformers.
it's very different from Transformers, to be fair.
Yeah,
The I mean, giant robot. That's actually, I guess they're very similar in that case.
yeah,
Just giant
exactly.
fighting each other. But
Yeah.
I do want to actually go back quickly to Overwatch
Mm-mm.
because seeing that I thought was quite cool because obviously the book came out way before Overwatch did. Overwatch is barely 2 years old.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
but it's like the most played game at the
Yeah, it's got
moment.
so much so much following and everything.
Yeah, but it's like people are just like always on it, and I do like how they're throwing in stuff that wasn't kind of like originally in there. So it's not like they've just gone, oh, this were all the pop culture references when the book was out. Let's not bother adding any more. They were just like, no, throw everything we can in there, just everything.
Yeah, just make it more relevant.
Yeah, but I just love everything that there because there was obviously the like there's very obvious ones like the Back to the Future reference with like in that race scene, he's obviously getting into the DeLorean.
Yeah, and there's actually quite a few in there. From what I was picking up, I noticed obviously the DeLorean. There's the Speed Racer car in there.
Yeah,
Apparently, someone else noticed like the Batmobile in there.
yeah.
And I think there's a couple others, but I didn't quite catch the others.
Well,
But
there's
that racing, there's quite a lot.
Street Fighter in there as well because one of the characters is actually I think Ryuk. He's actually
Oh,
seen
I got
walk.
that. I thought I
Uh,
picked that up somewhere. Oh, Chun Li Street Fighter. She's
yeah,
next to Tracer in part of the trailer.
yeah. I noticed that as well. But it's like there are these huge kind of like notice moments with all these Easter eggs, but there's also very little ones as well. Like in that same racing scene, you wouldn't know it unless anybody had like told you, and they wouldn't know it unless they'd like properly looked for it. But uh Parzival, I think that's how you say his name, who's like Wade Watts' character,
Hmm.
he's like on his belt, he's wearing a Thundercats belt. He's got like the logo on the buckle and everything.
I can't say I noticed that actually. No.
I only know that because I watched a video where someone went, oh, and his like just it's so quick in the trailer you wouldn't even see it. But it's like obviously there are people much more dedicated than us, just
Oh yeah,
scroll.
their whole lives are it.
Yeah,
It's just frame by frame they would have gone through it.
yeah,
Like there are quite a few little ones because I know like someone said that they've seen Gandalf in there, and I think that's
yeah.
partly to do with like the first challenge. And I've also got D&D written down here. I can't remember if someone said that that's what the first challenge is, something to do like a virtual D&D.
Oh, I hope that would be D&D is like the most heard of nerdy thing in the world.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you have to find a place for that.
Yeah, then there's apparently I actually saw it. There's a one of the fight scenes that are in there, like one of the big like battles. There's Chucky in there, and Chucky's just
Yeah.
running through, slicing people up and everything.
I just love like in all those kind of like fight scenes. There are obviously all these Easter eggs, but one of the things that I love the most about those fights is when you kill someone, they turn into coins, which for me is just like almost every game, but it's like it's more hinted to like something like
Like Mario or
yeah,
Sonic or something like that.
like Mario, Sonic, just those original ones where you killed an enemy and you got something for it.
Yeah, yeah, rewarding you for besting someone.
Yeah, rewarding you for just pure violence.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, there was a couple of I think someone pointed out Tomb Raider. I can't remember where that was actually. And then there's
Oh,
a
I think
big bit with like King Kong.
yeah, which I also love because you know how the song is playing at that time.
Mm.
The little moment where the song says "jump," King Kong jumps, and I love that.
Yeah, they always do that in things like trailers. They make like the best. Like they try and line things up so accurately just to make it look so much better and cooler.
Yeah,
And then they've done a lot with. They mentioned Marvel, but I don't think Marvel's in it as much because I think, from what I remember, it's more to do with like Warner Brothers Studios the film's coming from. So I think they're gonna focus on
yeah.
more of the DC stuff.
I doubt Disney would have let them get away with loads of references. I
Yeah,
mean, I haven't seen anyone that's under like Disney's kind of like ownership. But I did see Deadpool, who's obviously Fox.
It was Fox at the time, but he's Disney now, I think.
Yeah.
Fox gave up the X-Men recently.
Yeah, which is another topic we can go over. we
Yeah.
can't we can't get sidetracked like we used to.
No.
This video will go on way too long otherwise.
But yeah, so Harley and Joker's in the club at one point,
Yeah.
and then there's a scene with Harley and Deathstroke, I think, at one point as well.
Like when he's walking into the club.
Yeah.
I think that was Deadpool.
Oh, that might have been Deadpool, but someone mentioned Deathstroke as well.
I think I did see Deathstroke in it at some point. But again, I am a super nerd, so I know all these like really niche information stuff. The thing with like Harley Quinn and Deadpool being together, loads of people ship that.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like everyone's just because like obviously Harley Quinn started off as like Joker's kind of like accomplice, but in like the years that she's been around, she's developed and she's more like an anti-hero now
Yeah.
because she's not so much doing bad things, but she's not doing great things either.
No, a lot of
But
the
it's
stuff
like,
she's doing at the moment is in Suicide Squad. So
yeah, but it's like obviously there's this whole crazy anti-hero in DC, and then there's that obvious crazy anti-hero in Marvel, and people just like put them together.
yeah, pretty
Just
much.
let it happen. Harley Paul.
Yeah, I don't blame them. But no, I couldn't. I don't think there was much else that I picked up on in there.
No, there's like little references just everywhere. Like the graffiti in the stacks is like every bit of like every scene in this film is a reference to something,
Yeah, something or other's referenced in these films.
and it's just bloody impressive.
Mm. They've done it really well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone has crammed so many Easter eggs into one film before,
No, not really.
especially to the point where an Easter egg is the main point of the film.
Yeah, exactly. That is just this film. It's just a point for people to put Easter eggs in. Just like people have been saying, it's like no, I don't think anyone will find every Easter egg. There'll just be people who find different ones, and they'll all just come together. No one will know whether they found all of them or not.
No, but there's like, I don't know if there has been any notice of it, but I feel like they have missed a few big names and like just haven't put them in, or I haven't spotted them, or someone hasn't told me about it, or something like that. Because
Yeah,
I've seen no reference to like Pokemon,
yeah,
which is like
true.
biggest biggest game around the world at the moment, something that everybody knows of. There's just not even one reference of Pikachu whatsoever.
Yeah, maybe it's just something that hasn't come up in the trailers yet.
No, I mean, I hope they throw in all sorts. Like, I hope Sonic is in there. You
Yeah, I'd be
know,
surprised if Sonic doesn't end up in there.
because again, he's one of like the icons of the gaming world.
Yeah, but I suppose it's just trying to get the
The right,
rights to it.
yeah. I mean, there's probably going to be so much more that we haven't seen,
Oh yeah, I bet there's loads still to come.
and it's just I'm probably going to go see it in the cinema. And the entire time, I don't think I'm going to even be watching the film for like the story. I'm just going to be like looking for every Easter egg I can.
Yeah, just seeing what you can pick out, what you can notice floating
Yeah,
around the screen.
but it's just it looks so great, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
I'm I'm just hoping it's not going to be one of those films where it's like everybody's like looking at it, it's like, oh yes, yes, this is going to be a great film, and then we get to see it, and it's going to be like, well, that was alright.
Yeah, and it becomes a bit of a letdown.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to live up to the
It's got
hype
a
now.
lot to live up to.
Yeah, I mean that first trailer alone was enough to be like, you know, half the population of nerds were already wetting themselves at the idea of seeing this film.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then with just like each little bit they've thrown in, there's probably just been more and more people being like, "Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Yes. So they have definitely got to be like on point with everything.
Oh, definitely, yeah. They can't be missing tricks if possible.
No, I
But no,
mean, I'm probably still gonna like it regardless. I'm
yeah,
a creature.
yeah. I don't think there's. I think I'm gonna be able to enjoy it because it's one of those things that just everyone wants to see at one point
Mm,
because it's just interesting and different and just appeals to so many people at the same time.
yeah, I'm just hoping it doesn't turn into one of those kind of films like 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 you get it on DVD or something, you put it on and you have it just on in the background, just like background noise to whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
Kind of like Phil. I hope it doesn't turn into one of those things because I
no, it'd be
remember
sad if
looking,
it does.
yeah, because I remember looking at films in like 2017 that were meant to be like huge. They were meant to blow people away, like films like Valerian,
Mm,
which were huge productions and everyone was excited for. And honestly, I watched it and I thought, okay,
great,
yeah,
thanks.
yeah. And it's just, I feel like there's been too many films like that now. And I'm just
Yeah, people
hoping
are just glazed over them and not bothered anymore.
yeah. I just feel like one needs to break the cycle of like getting hyped up so much and then not living up to it. I feel like one needs to be hyped up so much and then live up to it just so people can put their faith back in these films again.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not going to stop anyone from going to the cinema anytime soon, but
oh no, of
you know.
course it's not. But
Uh,
anyway, I think we've kind of spoken lots about it. I'm not really.
yeah.
Is there anything else you can think of?
No, I was literally just going to ask you, like, you got anything else to add? I literally ran out of things to say.
No, I think we've spoken about it a lot. And
Yeah.
as I said, yeah, we probably could have found some other things, but we don't quite have the time that other people do that do this for a
Uh,
living. But I still think we've done a good job at finding lots of different things for it.
yeah. I mean, hopefully, if this video gets a few more views, we can start putting a bit more effort than we already are. Just make some really cool stuff.
Yeah, hopefully I've actually remembered to do what I wanted to do with this video, and anyone that's watched other stuff on my channel, hopefully I'll have a bit more production value. I'm going for a bit more production value in this because as a podcast, it's easier to put production value into
And I'm trying to
a
help.
video. Yeah, exactly. Robbie's done the thumbnail and the background that you're probably seeing right now. If not, I'll make sure that it pops up. But
Yeah.
yeah, so anyways, thanks for listening. You'll see when this is actually out.
Yeah.
And it should be this the same day that this has come out every week. Probably not the same time because I'm not really good at doing that. But if I render it soon enough, I usually put it up and then just schedule it so it should come out roughly the same time. I try to share it as much as possible. There'll be links down in the description to my Facebook page, the Patreon, Twitter, things like that, which is where I usually announce things that I'm doing. Hopefully, we'll get some other stuff out to you. We might try and see if there's some other stuff to do, but if not, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did enjoy, so we know that we need to keep this going and put more into it. But for now, we'll see you later and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.